Top on ladies, my name is Chaz, and welcome to the What um, if Deku had the powers of custom abilities. What I mean by that is basically being basically how Lego supervillains have. You could customize your own character, and you can use your custom character as a main character that has to be saved by heroes and villains. Villains. Well, yeah. And you can make characters like Zuko as a My Hero Academia character, or a Lego supervillain thing. But yeah, I took that inspiration, of customizing, but instead of him changing outfits, it's him changing his powers. So I'm also adding Zumi into this what if. So don't worry. Zumi will be she still has the quirk of flame manipulation, and of course she gets one for all, so yeah. So she's basically down the same path as what Zuko was, but without being quirkless thing. So then basically Zuko, oh yeah. So basically now let's begin. Zuko and Zumi were born, and they had two friends. Ochako was one, and the other was Bakugo. So Bakugo and Ochako would have been... So, yeah, Zuko does actually have a quirk in this what if. So, and no, I am not basing it on the anime or manga. I just decided to create this because I was playing Lego DC supervillains. Villains the other day, and I decided, you know what? I just need to make a custom. Yeah. So let's get back into the story. So, at age of 4, normally, at age of 4, the Zuko and Zumi went to the quirk doctor. The quirk doctor tells Zumi that she has a quirk and she can become a hero, but her brother cannot because he's quirkless. So, yeah. And he basically lied to them. Because the reason why that he lied is because he doesn't know that quirk, the one that Zuko has. And Zuko's quirk is basically similar to, it's called Overload of Flames quirk. Basically, what it does is it allows the user to, every time that he or she gets near flames or like if their body gets to a certain point of like power, it relies on quirks, or no, it relies on other quirks or other powers. And once it evolves, like awakens, then it evolves into a new power. But we'll get to that probably in this video or the next one. So let's continue. So he gets made fun of by Bakugo, or maybe after recording, then I'll probably like. So yeah, Bakugo bullies him, or actually not bullies him, but because he sees Bakugo sees Zuko as his brother, and they aren't like blood brothers things. But they are more a, like, well, how will I put this? They are more like his sister, or no. So Bakugo loves Zumi, and he sees Zuko as his brother, and he doesn't care if. But Ochako asked Bakugo, let's do a little prank on him, on Zuko. Like, what kind of prank? Well, it's a prank that will be, it will be pretending, or will be pretending to date each other's, and to like be making him embarrassed. So yeah. So they just like, okay. So then they ended up like what they say, pranking Zuko, and like from age of 5 to 15. As Zuko's just ignoring them. Because at the beginning they were like, or he's like, he had embarrassment, like My Hero Academia embarrassment faces. At first was Zuko was like this. Eh? But then as days go on as days go on, Zuko was like, okay. So, yeah. Oh. Give me a minute, because embarrassing faces, and so Zuko went from being embarrassed, because he's now used to it, and so he's just ignoring them. So he goes to the normal school because He's quirkless. That's what they thought. So he goes to quirkless school. And when he walks home, he sees his parents kicked him out because of being quirkless. He sees his stuff on the floor or on the ground. As it goes, life was going straight to the underworld. So, yeah, not underwear, but straight down in the underworld. That's a calmer version of I will never say. So, yeah. So Zuko was basically so he's still like so he got himself a normal house because because he had a secret job and he pays for the money and he or pays a house thing out in the wilderness. And yeah. And he built a property thing that's like he's more and he covers it, blends it into environment. So that when his pain he goes to school, comes back, or no, he goes to school, goes to work, and then comes home and trains every single day. But one day, or one night when he was sleeping, he did notice that something feels a little bit off. And he customized, or in his sleep, he customized his own power of flaming rage. It's basically and he starts noticing every night he goes he tries to one morning he was too tired, so he was trying to open the door, but every time he tries to grab it, or every time he's trying to grab the door hinge, it phased right through as he opens one eye, as he sees as he goes through the door without opening it. Without opening it. Sorry, excuse me for a minute. It still hurts when... So yeah. So when Zuko went to school, and he didn't like, and he was never late, and he did all of his like like all his classes all the way to graduation. So yeah, and he didn't even cheat because So then Zuko got 100% and A+ in everything. That like, yeah. So he has enough, and the like his job thing. He got one day he like had so much like he had so much money. Or let's say he went overtime and they paid him so much money that yeah. So yeah. So then so Zuko had way more her training, so he trains his body. And he also trains. So he basically, because he had 1 to 13 books, so he learns. And so when he copies, or he actually did combine like certain ones, it's called, the first one that he did try is using his friend's explosive quirk with Ochako's gravity. Gravity. And like he grabs the rock or like boulder, lifts it up in the air. There. As he sees, okay. As he puts his hands together, like, here, instead of doing it in real life, I'll do it in here. So, Chaco's not embarrassment. So Ochako putting her hands, like her hands together. Trying to find that link. It was like her putting her hands together. Trying to find that stupid image. Yeah, so, yeah, I'm, oh, here it is. So, Zuko does the same thing what Ochako does. And, yeah, but when he did, like, put his hands together, but instead of the rock going down like what Ochako, or like how gravity does, it exploded instead. And she's like, man, I'm saving this one. And plus, what he does with the custom, like, powers that he has is he stores it inside of himself so that it's like a endless revolver. Or, like, the tank. Yeah. So what does Zuko try next? Flame manipulation. like basically his parents, his quirk, or combined quirk. But because he made a custom one for himself, it was also added to it. So when Zuko picks it up, or he tries to like conjure up flames, nothing happens. But when Zuko touched like a boulder, singing boulder on her, again, it flew up again. And so he does that. Explode. As Zuko looks, or he looks right at it, and it turns from, it when it exploded, it turns into a giant fireball. Oh. Or like little fireworks. So then, yeah. So, yeah. But then so he puts it in, like, he wrote down the list of which quirks that he did create. For his first one, what he wrote was firework. Power. And, yeah. So then, the couple days, he's been practicing, and because he felt like he was a failure thing. So one day he shows up to school. He doesn't want to miss any school thing. Like, so, yeah. So then, as one of the students says, "You've been acting weird. Are you doing okay?" And when the student asks, "Yeah, I'm fine. But I'm having, like, weird things going on around me." Like what? Here. Like every time I'm like doing something like training at my house, like cleaning, doing all that stuff, it was like one night I actually had a dream. It came to reality. You know what it was? What? Or better to show you. So then Zuko walks over here. Sorry. As Ochaku, or as Zuko says, okay, do you see that big boulder that's over there? Yeah, that's always been there. And no one was able to move it. Okay. Okay. Or they wanted it removed, but no one was strong enough or powerful enough to. So what does Zuko do? He walks over and he puts his hand on it. As it activates, the entire boulder was lifting up into the air. As Zuko says, all right. As he puts his, or as Ochaco puts, or as Zuko says, firework? Or actually, Zuko says, firework? Or, really? Boom. And when Zuko puts his hands together, because how big a rock was, it was big as a, like, tire USJ, or no, tire USJ. Yeah, so when Zuko lifts it up by just putting his hand on it, and when he used his own version of Ochakos, as it exploded, and when it did, it caused a giant flame, like a giant fireball that looks like the sun. And yeah, in midair, as he's like, man, as it evaporates, nothing happened after that. As it was like a giant firework, but it was so loud, everyone from the entire world heard it. It went like something like this. Kaboom! Home. Sorry if I... when it exploded, everyone's ears popped. Like, literally, like, pop goes a weasel. Yeah. As everyone's ears were bleeding. And Zuko was like, man. So, yeah. So then, it was so loud, it broke every glass in existence. It was like, man, where did you get that from? I really don't know. I was just minding my own business. I'm cleaning the house, and then that happened. And one of those teachers were like, what? I couldn't hear you. As he had blood dripping from his ears. Because how big explosion was, it made, like, Bakugo's explosions looked like little fireworks. Or like little poppers. They just done. Yeah, but Zuko's is like a nuclear bomb, just like went full bore on us. Yeah, like he went kaboom! Yeah. So, yeah. Because it made everyone go deaf, except for Zuko Midoriya. Because something like he had no ringing ears, because, but he looks around and he sees everyone's like ears are like bleeding. They're like, what did you just say? I didn't hear you. Man. So then, I need some work on that. What? What did you say? I didn't hear you. What? What did you say? So then, Zuko was like, man, these guys are crazy. Yeah. So, Zuko he wasn't a terrorist, or he said, or he pulls out a piece of paper and wrote down what he said as he gives it to a teacher or one of the students, as it says, I said this. It wasn't my fault that. Yeah. So then, everybody's like, yeah, I think you have a more overpowered. What? I couldn't hear you. What? And one of the students in the back says that because And it wasn't like permanent damage. It was just they to their hear loss thing. It was how much like noise. They had such a bad ring. And the reason why they had bloody ears is because some of them have just itched their ears. And yeah. So they only had was a ring in thing. And they're like, man, any other quirk or powers? So then Zuko's like, okay. So he shows them what he has. As everybody's like, man. So then but when he touched to one of the quirkless students or one of his classmates, the power that he made he gave a copy of that power to his friend. So when everybody's like, man, what happened? So yeah. So now, let's see how long this video took, and I'm over my limit. So now, please wait for part 2 to be filmed, and peace.